the victims of the attack. That was when the fourth bomber struck. Very unfortunate. You know, the attack killed people. During their funeral prayer, that was when the fourth bomber attacked and infiltrated. Naturally, again, you see the pattern and the strategy the terrorists are adopting. Naturally, once there is a suicide bombing, people will relax and say, okay, they have done their worst. But they never knew that another bombing is coming. So you can see their pattern of thinking. You can see their target, the time target. You can see how they are using psychology. You can see that it is a well orchestrated plan.
This has been the strategy of these suicide bombers all over the world. Whether in Afghanistan, whether it is in Syria, whether it is in Iraq, whether it is anywhere here in Nigeria. Once the first suicide bomber explodes himself or herself, there will be a crowd. People will run there. Then the next one,
particularly during rescue operations.
Then when they see that the crowd has gathered, then the second one will also attack. It to cause maximum casualty.
So so these are some of the details of what transpired during the quadruple bombing that happened. So we are encouraging Nigerians to be security conscious with this resurgence of bomb blasts.
So when you see a bomb exploding, don't be too quick to run to the place. I mean, be circumspect. Think, calculate, allow those who are trained to handle such matters to go there. Because what usually happens in the country is that everybody can hurry, will start running to the place and go there. You are not trained in emergency management. You are not trying to detect explosives that have not yet exploded. Why are you running to the place? Because this gives opportunity for these suicide bombers now to strike the second time and cause more casualty, the third time, the fourth time, and many other times. In this case, in Gaza, last Saturday, they struck 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And they were all female suicide bombers that have been brainwashed, that have been deceived. And unfortunately, they have not only killed themselves, they have killed at least 32 people. They have taken at least 32 people. And this 32 is just an official figure coming from a politician, from the vice president, Kashim Shettima, who visited, updated that it's 32. When the government is telling you it's 32, it is likely that the number is much higher than that. That's just the official figure from the government, 32. The government will always downplay the numbers because they don't want to cause panic and they don't want people to think that the terrorists are winning. But another news item that is trending in almost all the newspapers, from Tribune to Punch to Daily Post, Vanguard, and the rest, is the threat to go on strike by the non-teaching unions of universities, SANU and Masu, are threatening to go on strike. They issued a 14-day ultimatum to the government. That 14-day ultimatum is ending today. And tomorrow, Masu and SANU will meet and may officially declare an indefinite strike. We hope that they don't, but it is likely that they do. And this will lead to the shutdown of 91 public universities in the country. 91 public universities. Because when you talk about the Senior Staff Academic Union of Nigerian Universities, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and Tertiary Institutions, NASU, you're talking about the people who are the gatekeepers of the university, in terms of the fact that they are the ones responsible for logistics in the university. How do you get water? They're responsible. Electricity? They're responsible. Security? They're responsible. Administration? They're responsible. Who takes care of our environment? They're responsible. The offices? Who takes care of them? They're responsible. Who takes care of the student hostels? They're responsible. They're responsible for organizing so many things in the university, administering so many things in the university. While the lecturers teach, do academic work, the non-teaching staff are the ones that make the environment conducive for the lecturers to stay and do their work, for the students to stay and learn, for the students to even enter a class. They need these SANU and NASU members who is going to open the offices, who is going to open the classrooms, who is going to open the gates even into the universities. So it is like a total shutdown of our 91 public universities in this country. If the government allows this strike to go ahead tomorrow, 4th July, even as SANU and NASU is threatening, and this is not a good thing. The federal government is owing SANU and NASU 4 months salary arrears. 4 months salary arrears. These 4 months salary arrears are the arrears of the strike that took place in 2022. Viewers and listeners will recall that in 2022, NASU and SANU were on strike, as well as ASU. ASU was on strike for 8 months. NASU and SANU were on strike for 4 months. Their salaries were withheld. ASU, about half of the withheld salaries have been paid. For SANU and NASU, not a dime has been paid. This is not just. This is not equity. When the government is talking about equity and justice and all that, sometimes I laugh at our political leaders, because he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. You cannot be talking about equity as a political leader when you yourself you are not practicing equity. Now, ASU members have been paid at least half, about half. SANU, not even half, not even a quarter, not even a dime. And this is not good. And our political title, political office holders, our politicians, when it comes to something that has to do with their own welfare, they are very swift, they are very quick to act. But when it comes to minimum wage for Nigerians, we are still waiting up to today. There is no minimum wage. When it comes to attending to teachers, they keep dilly-dallying around, moving at chameleon speed. When it comes to SANU, NASU, ASU, the government doesn't care. They take all their time in the world. But if it is the welfare of senators and House of Rep members that we are talking about, today, within 24 hours, they will have taken care of it. What has happened to the minimum wage? Up to today, we are still talking about it. They have not implemented it. They have not even agreed on what they are going to pay. Our political leaders, please, will appeal to you. Can you please be more circumspect? We want to appeal to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, Minister of Education Professor Tahir Maman. We want to appeal to all those who are involved in taking decisions, the Minister of Finance and all the rest of them, that it is high time you look at the university system in Nigeria. We've had enough strikes. ASU is already threatening to go on strike. Now, SANU and NASU might be going on strike tomorrow and we'll have a total shutdown. By the time ASU decides to join, then the whole university system crumbles completely. And this gives us bad publicity all over the world. This undermines, the visions of the universities in Nigeria to become competitive with their peers around the world. And this becomes a major setback to staff and students of universities and their parents and guardians. And indeed, this is one reason why universities in Nigeria are poorly ranked. Poorly ranked. You look for Nigerian universities, among the first 100, you can't find them. Among the first 500 in the world, very difficult, maybe you get one. Among the first 1,000 in the world, maybe you get 2 or 3 Nigerian universities. When will a Nigerian university be among the first 100 in the world? We know that the private universities, like Afe Babalola University at Ekiti, are trying very well, doing fantastically well. But what about our public universities? When will the government do something to help these public universities? At the University of Jos, for example, we don't have electricity since yesterday. And you know why? The university cannot afford to pay the JED bill because the university is given peanuts by the federal government to run the university on monthly basis, peanuts that cannot pay even 20% of the electricity bill of the university. Some other universities across the country are having a similar problem. They have been cut off from electricity supply because most of these universities have been placed in Band A, and our electricity bills have skyrocketed. In the University of Jos, for example, electricity bill in a month has skyrocketed to 70 to 100 million a month. A month! And how much is the university getting from the federal government to be able to pay electricity bill 70 million to 100 million in a month? The tiny mega amount that comes from the government is not even enough for running expenses of the university. And so it is a problem. Please, every political leader in this country, this is not the time to keep quiet. At this time, silence is not golden. At this point in the history of university education in Nigeria, silence is not golden. Senators, House of Rep members, all of you ministers, even governors across the states, you need to speak out and you need to compel the federal government to act to avoid tragedy and disaster in the university system in Nigeria. We cannot afford another shutdown. The federal government is capable of paying this withheld salaries of Masu, of Sunu, of ASU, and the federal government is capable of paying university staff a living wage, something that they can compare with their peers in West Africa and in other parts of Africa. In fact, university staff are not asking for much. University staff are asking, can you pay us something small that looks like what they earn in Ghana? Is Ghana too big for Nigeria, the giant of Africa? Can you pay something that is similar to West African countries? Other countries in Africa, we are not even asking that pay university staff what they pay in the US or Germany. We are saying what they even pay in Africa. Can you do it? Yes, our political leaders can do it if they are willing. But the problem is that the political leaders are not willing to do these things. And that is why the university system is in shambles, is in chaos, is in pandemonium, is in total confusion and disarray. Because political leaders have refused to make education a priority in this country. Barrister.
Now, still on security, the mother of this Hajia Hawa Adamu, the mother of Dauda Adamu, the popular musician in Kano, also known as Rarara, has been kidnapped. And the kidnapper requested for 1 billion as ransom. As that yesterday, they have reduced the price to 900 million. And then also a lecturer was killed, and then his 4 kids taken away.
Katsina.
In Katsina
Federal
State.
University,
Yes.
Dotsima.
Yes.
Dr. Thierry Gang.
Yeah.
Dr. Thierry Gang was the one that was killed.
In an unfortunate development. Then just yesterday, another 14 years old child was killed simply because his father could not provide 300 million ransom demanded by these bandits. Why we're highlighting some of these things is that we're calling upon the security that the kidnappers are still on rampage. And you keep on telling us that you have killed 200, you have killed 100, no evidence of that killing, no visible evidence, no any form of evidence whatsoever. These people are still lethal, are still effective, and are still on killing spree and kidnapping spree. And then, you know, it's very difficult. That's why we keep on calling up on the security personnel. It is not the issue of winning the propaganda and losing the war. We have to win both the war. In fact, particularly the most important is to win the war as well as the propaganda. You know, Nigerians are living in constant fear. To travel is a trauma for many Nigerians. You know, and the primary responsibility of government is to provide security for its citizenry. I think we are calling upon the government. Things are not easy for Nigerians. You know, in most cases, you know, if this person perhaps have the 300 million, he wouldn't have allowed his 14-year-old child to go without paying the kidnappers. And most of their demands are very, very outrageous, and then are not the things that Nigerians are finding it difficult. Where will somebody we get 300 million in Nigeria now? You know, can you imagine, for instance, a professor in Nigeria, if you kidnap his children, God forbid, how can he even raise a 50 million? So it's quite unfortunate. And this lecturer, after killing him, you know, you are still keeping his children. It's very unfortunate. This is barbaric. This is unheard of. This is animalistic. And you know, the security have to take drastic action to make sure that Nigerians feel safe in their country.
Thank you very much, Barrister. Well, viewers and listeners, this is PH Bamei and Barrister Paul Zaruma. We're having a fantastic ride on this Unity train. Very shortly, you'll be joining us in the third segment, and we'll be letting you know the phone number you'll be using to call and send text messages. Well, let me quickly give you an update that the cholera epidemic in the country has hit 33 states currently, with 2,102 people affected nationwide, and 63 people have died as a result of this cholera outbreak. Please take measures to protect yourself. Don't just drink anything you see. Don't just eat anyhow. Cholera is lethal, is fatal, and it can kill within a matter of hours. So you must ensure that you are not infected by cholera. So we'll be taking a commercial break, and when we come back, it will be time for you to join the conversation.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune into Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again.
Viewers and listeners, thank you very much for being part of this fantastic ride on Unity Train. We've finished the first segment, newspaper review. We finished the second segment, the transit segment. We are now at that time when it is your own time to join the conversation. Some people are already trying to call the Unity FM number. The number is 070 3235 3315. The number is again 070 3235 3315. One more time, the number to call is 070 3235 3315. For text messages only for today, this is a temporary number for text messages. Only for today, send your text messages to 080 25 52 93 38. 080 for text messages only for today, temporary number for text messages. Text messages 080 25 52 93 38. One more time for text messages 080 25 52 93 38. Text messages only. Text messages only 080 255 9338. For calls 070 32 35 3315. You can also join us on Facebook. Just go to Unity Radio FM /TV Jos. Unity Radio FM /TV Jos. Unity Radio FM /TV Jos. You can also go to YouTube. Unity Radio FM Jos on YouTube. And you can be part of this broadcast. You can join the conversation and send messages. If you go on Facebook, we'll be able to read your messages. Unity Radio FM /TV Jos on Facebook. On YouTube, you can watch the broadcast, but you might not be able to send messages to us. So, the calls are coming in already, but we want to make a few comments. One is one of the prominent Nigerians, Bakoba, has said food riots very imminent in Nigeria. Food riots very imminent in Nigeria. You know that in Kenya, there have been riots against the tax the government wanted to impose based on the recommendation of IMF and the World Bank. And the president was forced to concede to the people and withdraw the bill. But those riots in Kenya, Nairobi, the federal capital of Kenya, have continued up to now. They're demanding the resignation of their president, and they're demanding additional reforms so that the effect of the economy in Kenya will not be too harsh on the Kenyans. Here in Nigeria, people are complaining about food, and if care is not taken, Koba said food riots are imminent. When people cannot feed themselves, they have no food to eat, it might descend to the level where we have riots all over the country because of food scarcity. We pray that we don't get to that point. But for us not to get to that point, the federal government must wake up, especially the Minister for Agriculture and Food Security must do something fast and drastic to ensure food security all over the country before Nigerians begin to rise up and demand for food to eat. All right, so if you are calling us, please call 0703235 3315, and when you call, just tell us your name, tell us where you're calling from, and then within 30 seconds, quickly make your point so that other people will be able to call. While we are trying to receive the callers, Barrister, if you want to make a comment, you can make any other comment. So 07032 35 3315.
Okay, have this call?
Yes, let's see if we can take this caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning.
Good morning, Prof. in the house.
Good morning. Please go ahead, 30 seconds.
My name is Nahudu Dios, calling from Terminus.
The duos, oh.
Now, government is Dios, my brother. This government, these are politicians, they are very heartless. Ordinary to pay a lecturers, their use is problem to them. This is country who is imagine SU vehicle for themselves. This is the same country that people are dying for hungry. A mudu of rice now is 3,000. A mudu of beef is 3,000. Gary, common man can breathe and buy Gary. Now Gary is 1,500. And all the after is Senate President said that if you have Nigeria with that, for him to get a private jet to Mr. President, and there's no money to pay lecturers. You see, this is our country for us. And the one that you see this country, all these are politicians. I don't think that any of them have master's degree, doctors or PhD. None of them. It's secondary school start and primary school start. That is why they are playing with intelligence of people that are people that teach them, people that lecture them, people that they are more higher than them. This is the country we are. May God bless our country, bless our Nigeria, bless our people.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kingsley Barnabas. Now who they do us? Say now the government they do us. Now these are politicians they do us. It's really unfortunate.
It's quite unfortunate
that things are really bad, and our political office holders are only talking about presidential jet and other frivolities, while Nigerians are looking for food to eat, looking for water to drink, looking for a place to lay their heads. Our politicians are more concerned about frivolities. Hello, good morning. Well, just keep calling. Keep calling. 070-3235-3315. Go ahead. We can hear you. 30 seconds. Yes, please.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Adeomi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God continue to bless you.
Amen.
See my testimony, Prof, is that our security personnel are overwhelmed because the things are just going the way they like. There are no consequences, no constitution for anything, maybe most especially for this issue of insecurity. Who are the major bad eggs among the security personnel? Who are those giving information? Because you see, there is a fake that if that's from the future, that the enemy of the man are member of the household.
Yes.
Who are the member of the households of the country? These are the major things because the people that the security personnel will come out and maybe they will to apprehend and get. We only just videos they are just sent on the air. Who are those major people responsible for this act? Because the major thing why the APC came on board is because the issue of insecurity during the lockdown. And they don't have security by 6 months. The past administration was coming to see the end of the insecurity in this country in December 2023. So to know and you understand, some of the things we must take more careful. Because government that cannot secure the life and property of the citizens are failed. Please let them give the security personnel the required equipment they need to deal with it and give them a decisive place. So that this have our 2 eyes closed. People can no longer go to farm, people can no longer feed. So help us in this country.
Amen. Thank you very much, Mr. Deomi. He has lamented the security situation and he said the government must do something.
It is quite unfortunate. On Monday, we mentioned here that it's laughable when we see our president spending humongous amount of money, traveling with large number of aid to foreign countries that attempting to woo, a futile attempt to woo investors. No investor will come and invest in a country
when
without
there is no security.
And you are telling people to return to farm. When they return to farm, they will be greeted with insecurity. Just recently, we have cases of where people have spent so much money, planted crops, and then someone will come overnight and just cut off the crop just for mischief purpose.
Absolutely. And, we are having that problem all over.
So it's very unfortunate that security have to do something.
Security.
And then again, there is something that the government of Plateau State has embarked on, which is very laudable and commendable. They are farming about, is it 4,000 or 6,000 hectares of land? I have remembered the number of hectares of land. In communities that are driven by terrorists. So by that, it will bring confidence, and then also the security will also watch over some of those ventures.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, you have 30 seconds. Where are you calling from? Your name, please.
I'm calling from the West of God.
Oh, great, Mr. John, University of Jos.
Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
We're listening to you. Go ahead, please. I think the network is having a little challenge. Please, when you call us, switch off your radio or your TV, and then go straight and talk for 30 seconds so that others can also.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Please, your name, where are you calling from, please?
Hello. Ibrahim, I'm calling from Zaraj.
All right. Thank you, Ibrahim.
Hello.
You have 30 seconds. You know, that's wonderful. The number for text messages is 080-2552-9338. 080-2552-9338 for text messages. For calls, 070-3235-3315. Hello, good morning. Somebody is trying to connect. All right, so you have 30 seconds when you call us. Make sure your radio is switched off, and then you have 30 seconds to make your point. Yes. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, what's your name, please?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from Shirye.
Thank you.
Sadiq Umar, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. I want to commend you people for doing a great work. And my comment this morning is on this issue of the strike by now, you see, it is very, very unfortunate that the federal government have a very, very long agreement with this issue of Masu and HAUSA. And you see, there is a lot of promise which comments of the removal of fuel subsidy in each federal government. But you see, it is very, very unfortunate that they are just playing with the education of Nigerians. Is it because their children are not in the Nigerian education level? That is the why they are jeopardizing with the education future of the citizens. This is not what we are demanding from this government. So we are calling on the government to look at this issue. The payment of salary is not something that we say that it is something that is their right. They have to pay, and it is the government money. So I don't think that the also have to be emphasizing on, and the government, we are very sure that they have the money. They have seen how they have been spending money on necessary things. This education is very, very important, and this education will help create security, and it will bring development. So we don't know why federal government is still waiting. Let the education, higher education will go back to us. Very, very important. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Sadiq Umar. Federal government, please pay SANU, pay NASU, pay ASU, pay workers good living wage, create job opportunities for the teeming youths all over the country. 40% unemployed youths in Nigeria. Do something about this. And posterity will remember you for good, because history is recording. Whatever efforts you're making or you're not making, history will be recording and is recording. Please, our political leaders, think about the masses. Think about Nigerians. The welfare and security of Nigerians is the primary responsibility of government. Do we have some text messages? Not yet?
Not yet.
All right, let's take some more calls.
Good morning, Prof.
Good morning. 30 seconds.
Musa Aike calling me from Hall.
The legendary Musa Aike. Go ahead, please.
Okay. You see, so for all this you are calling, we don't listen to it.
They will listen gradually.
They have different universities for their kids. They have different security agents for themselves. They have different luxuries, anything, you know, they have different food and everything. So why would they listen to you? They can only listen to you if they participate on it. Their problem is, our problem is not their problem. If they give contracts, they have their share. You can look at the security agents, look at how the security agents guiding them are well seated, well competent, everything, no taking, no any corner in their body. But look at the ones that they left from me and you in Angwa. Look at the policeman trying to adjust his situation we find ourselves, they have their private jets all scattered all over. Waiting for them. In as far as they are sick, here they don't try them and listen. That is why they will not listen to you. They fail to understand that if you don't educate your people, you that you are educated, the uneducated ones, will they allow you to flourish? That is the same thing that is happening to us now. Both the Boko Haram and farmers are headed classes and bandits. When you have failed to educate them, the question we should be asking ourselves now, who has gone into the forest to teach them how to drink alcohol? We must start asking ourselves this question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Musa Aike. Thank you so very much for that fantastic point there.
Okay, we have gotten a couple of text messages. A very big good morning, sir, Professor P.H. Bamei and Barrister Zaruma in the studio. Thank you for the good work. God bless you all and your family. God bless Nigeria and Plateau State from Murtala Hayami Igia and Shanu. Good morning, Prof. and Barrister. A glorious day indeed. Despite the hardship, we still give thanks to God for allowing us to see the day. Life itself is good. Never give up hope. May we never cease to do good to others, no matter how small it is. And the Most High God will never forsake us. Be a good neighbor. Hassan G.
Thank you, Hassan. Wow. The text messages line again 08025529338. We have a number of messages on Facebook. We'll just take a few of them. Crested George Aziz said, good morning, Prof. and Barrister in the house. Honestly, Nigeria is becoming unbearable to the masses. Hunger is killing people. See cholera. It's on a speed now. Banditry, kidnapping, and bombing. And he says, Kai Jama. Every day you listen to news, there is always bad news. May God save us in this country. Aziz Felix George, Crested Dawn Fellow from Rukuba Road. Thank you very much for that message. We have another message on Facebook. Asobagum Francis said, strike in Nigeria has to become a course of study and comparable to even our neighbors, Ghana, here and other African countries. Due to such strikes, others have gone to the moon severally while we are still selling bread and exam malpractice. Okay, I think it's making the point that we should have advanced beyond where we are currently, if not for the many strikes that we're having. Aminu Abdullahi Shaibu said, good morning, gentlemen in the studio. I'm watching you live from Benue Links Park. Seriously, Nigeria people are really facing lots of challenges every day. May Allah make it easier for us, but we lack leadership in Nigeria. Aminu Abdullahi Shaibu. Emmanuel Moiri Audu said, good morning, Unity FM. There is hunger in the land. Let the masses organize protests if the government do not do the needful. All right, if there will be any protest, it must always be a peaceful protest, because we can't afford violence in the country. Now, let's take a few more calls. Go ahead, please. You have 30 seconds.
Morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from
You're welcome from Tudumada.
I was commenting for the wonderful job that you people are doing.
Thank you.
Without proving yourself and very side with you, I giving you choice. With you, I want to see you people are doing a good job.
Thank you.
My favorite is about the remaining 7 members who work for the Assembly of Property. Please agree. You don't want to listen to your program. If you don't want to listen to your program, please get to the issue. We are going to the house of Assembly. I'm from Ghana, I don't have a member.
Yes.
I see. And the other local government, the other 7 members are complaining. You don't have a good issue. So what is happening? They don't want to do the issue. And the speaker. I think they should have a good issue very much.
Thank you very much. Barrister,
This is a very
point is
yes, it's very wonderful point. It's quite unfortunate, we still have 7 constituency in Plateau State that are not represented in the Plateau State House of Assembly. That is a denial of representation. That is a denial of democracy. That is a denial of dividend of democracy, because each and every member have a share of benefit. That is a denial also of constituency project. That is a denial of employment, because wherever there is any employment, the members of House of Assembly usually have their quota in such employment. That is a denial of so many things. So we are calling upon the Speaker of the Plateau State House Assembly to do the needful and obey the court order. We have said it here for several times that we should not be seen to be guilty of selective implementation of court orders. We should implement court order whether it is palatable or unpalatable. We are calling on the governor to prevail upon them, because he is the father of the state, to make sure that these 7
Excellency
members, the governor is a lawyer, and then he's a senior lawyer for that matter.
Yes, Your Excellency, please ensure that the Speaker, Diwan Gabriel, swears in the remaining 7 members of the Plateau State House of Assembly.
Also know the place of law in democracy. Without law, there will be no democracy.
Absolutely.
So our politician should make sure that due process, he has sworn in an oath to protect the law of the land. You should make sure the court's judgment itself is a law. You should make sure you implement that decision of the court.
Wow, that's great. Implement the court decision. Follow the law. You swore as governor to uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please uphold that Constitution. The 7 members of the Plateau State House of Assembly that have not yet been sworn into office, 7 of them, please ensure, Speaker, that they are sworn in. Governor, please ensure this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, please. 30 seconds.
Please, speaking to you.
All right, you're welcome.
The reason why I called is that this is the only place we can express our feelings so that people can hear what is our problem. If I'm not forgetting, in the regime of Shagari, at that date, this is the only people they are looking for, that they are looking our money. They are not even up to 10 of the people. But now, we can't count the people that they are looking our money. Our feelings, they are stealing our money. That's the reason why you see things are not going well in the country. And if our leaders cannot be honest with us, with the people of the country, things cannot go well. Even in the people everywhere in Nigeria. So the only thing that can make us successful, the leaders have to be very honest. That's the truth of the case. That's not behind anything. Because give us this in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
And
thank you very much.
Thank you.
We want to appreciate all our callers and those who send text messages.
Let me just read this text message.
Okay.
Good morning, Prof. and Barrister. In Nigeria, we have insecurity, bandit, terrorism, kidnap, Boko Haram, and above all, hardship, hunger, and starvation. Yet our political leaders never showed concern, rather busy looting. A time is coming when a poisonous take turns over them. God bless you people for introducing Unity FM Farm. Longs from Agingi.
Wow, this is fantastic. Thank you for that message. The last caller was lamenting the corruption we have in the country, the stealing of funds, public funds. In fact, the EFCC chairman laments over huge stolen money in the country. He said he's wondering how Nigeria is surviving with all the corruption, the stealing of money that goes on daily in this country. Yet the country is surviving. And we pray that Nigeria will continue to survive. Your parting words, Barrister Paul Zaruma.
My parting word is just extend greetings to my friends that travel to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, and some of them are back. My principal, Honorable Dr. Adamu Aliyu, member representing Just Not in the Plateau State House of Assembly, Hajia Umahani, Alhaji Gurumpao of Kwanan Soja, Alhaji Idi Kondo, former Deputy Chief of Staff, General Administration, Plateau State House of Assembly. I welcome you guys back from Saudi Arabia. I hope you had a wonderful prayer time and you prayed for Nigeria against some of this corruption. And I also wish our listeners a beautiful and a blissful midweek.
Thank you very much, Zaruma. I'm PH Bamei. Let me remind you again that the Unity Farm project is on. 7 people have contributed, and you can join the 7 by sending your own donation to this OPay account. The OPay account is 8084789999, 9 in 4 places. 8084789999. The account name is Bitrus Adamu Iji. Bitrus Adamu Iji is the OPay account. 8084789999. One more time, OPay account for the Unity Farm project. 8084789999. Bitrus Adamu Iji. It's been a wonderful time with you viewers and listeners around the world. Please remember that the cholera outbreak is on in Nigeria and has affected 33 states, 122 local government areas, 63 people plus are dead already. Please ensure sanitation, hygiene wherever you are so that you don't become a victim. Tomorrow we'll be back again on Unity Train. For now, bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.